Hi, I'm Hattie, and I'm living the COVID-19 life just like many of you. I'm in the house trying to cope with what's going on, trying not to be anxious or worried about how this is all going to turn out, trying not to second guess myself, trying not to get paranoid about leaving the house. Should I wear a mask? Should I go outside? And so what I find that has gotten me through these last 6 to 8 weeks has been really just reading my Bible, praying, and then going to sleep. Because I was reading my Bible in the morning, but then I was having these horrible nightmares at night. So I flipped it and decided to start reading it before I went to bed, praying, and then going to sleep. And normally I sleep fine. I sleep through the whole night. But the other night, God woke me up very early in the morning because he heard a conversation I had the day before. Earlier the day before, I spoke to a friend of mine and we were just talking about the corona. As you know, it's all over the news, and we were talking about why hasn't anybody called for a national fast for the United States? We were founded on biblical principles. We know fasting and prayer go together. The first Thursday in May is always the National Day of Prayer, but we hadn't heard anything publicized. It wasn't on TV. I didn't hear from anyone saying there was a national fast to go with the Day of Prayer. And so I had commented to my girlfriend that, I just felt a little discouraged that the church wasn't getting out the message of fasting and prayer for the nation and praying for the world of ours and just calling for a national fast. And so I said that out of my mouth, and then I went to sleep. And when God woke me up that next morning, he showed me in my Bible that the church is you and I. So we don't have to wait for this speaker of all Christians or all religions to stand up and call for a fast or a prayer. We can do that on our own. So God challenged me. Because like you, I've probably made a few videos and I've watched the TikTok challenge and thought about doing my own challenge. I even did a tambourine challenge. Because, you have time on your hands. But what I found out was I wasn't concentrating on the things I should have done. And God reminded me that when when these things happen, or he allows it to happen, or he causes these kinds of things to happen, epidemic, locusts, frogs, fire from the sky, whatever it is, when God allows it to happen, it's because the people have forgotten who God is, and he's trying to get our attention. Unfortunately, most of us have not been paying attention to God. We've been paying attention to everything else. And I'm just as guilty as anybody. I'm not judging. What I'm saying is God is trying to get our attention. And in the Bible, there are certain verses in the Bible that talk about what can happen if people pray. And so one of those, a lot of Christians have heard this over and over. It was 2 Chronicles. And it was 7:13 through 14. And in that verse, the Bible is very clear. Solomon has built the temple of God, and he's talking, and God is talking to him. And the Lord tells him, when I shut up heaven, in verse 13, and there is no rain, or command the locusts to devour the land, or send pestilence or a pandemic among my people, if my people who are called by my name will humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then I will hear from heaven and will forgive their sin and heal their land. That was 2 Chronicles chapter 7, verse 13 and 14. So based on that, God led me to those verses. he challenged me. He challenged me to call my friends and reach out to my friends and have my friends reach out to their friends, just like the TikTok, just like Facebook, just like Instagram. Reach out to everyone we know and ask them to conduct the 515 challenge. The 515 challenge is on May 15th, 2020 for 5 hours, any 5 hours. They don't have to be consecutive. They just have to be on that day. And we're going to focus. For that 5 hours, we are going to fast. We're going to fast from all screens, meaning there is no TV time, no telephone, no computers, unless it's for work. If you're working, that's fine. Only use it for work. Do not check your personal emails. Do not check out Netflix. Do not check your Facebook post. Okay, so no screen time. And then there are Bible verses that you need to do between now and May 15th to prepare for this. So you want to talk about fasting. What is fasting? Fasting is giving something up so that you can concentrate on God. And that it's usually used in conjunction with prayer. And so that way you're focused during those 5 hours and you can talk to God and pray for those 5 hours and he can hear our prayers. Okay. Just so you know, I am not a pastor. I am not a deacon. This hasn't been sanctioned by any church. This is something that God laid on my heart. Please join me for the 515 challenge and let's together fast and pray for this nation and this world during this time. Thank you and God bless.